I just got home from my added, I'm gonna call it like ADHD testing. Added. I got home from my added testing. And so I go back in February to get the results, but she told me, yeah, pretty much, but she has to plug stuff into the charts, into the computers. Yeah, 99.8% positive I have neurospicy noggin from my self-assessments and like her sitting in the room with me. Yeah. And we talked about quite a few things, like a treatment plan for when the results come back. And I think we're going to focus on behavioral changes, which automatically seem overwhelming to me because I've already done so many behavioral changes. And I was a nervous wreck walking in there. The testing is so weird. Can we talk about the ADHD testing and what the fuck are all the squirrely lines with the dots, with the pluses, with the X's, with the equilateral signs? What is all that? My brain hurts. I told my husband I need a cup of coffee because I had to limit my caffeine intake today. And I'm exhausted. I need to go in and work. See? I'm tired. I had some videos to film. But, yeah. So, pretty sure she said, yeah, like it's not an official diagnosis, but you're showing high on a lot of the assessments. And I was like, it makes sense. But it may just be ADD, the ADHD, like the hyperactivity, that they'll only be able to determine that through the test. So, yeah, I don't know how I feel. I guess I feel a little bit more validated because, like, I don't know why I was so nervous, but I feel more validated in terms of, like, I know that the things I struggle with are not my fault. Like, it's my noggin, right? It's this guy. And I work really hard, and there are just some things, especially since I got sober. And I've talked to my therapist about it a ton. I talked to her, the woman, the psychologist giving me the assessment. I don't want to drop her name or anything. But so apparently, like, when I quit drinking, I've always had like issues with executive dysfunction, things like that. But when I quit drinking, it got so much worse, right? Well, because drinking was a coping mechanism. Silly goose. Hold on. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette before I go in the house because I don't smoke in my house anymore. Which, by the way, I'm doing amazing cutting back. I don't think I've smoked more than, and even on like the days I've smoked what I call to be a lot, 12 cigarettes is the max, which is huge because, y'all, I was smoking over a pack a day. So the nicer days is when I want to smoke more because I want to be outside, and so I'm going to try to keep myself busy today because it's already 42 degrees and the sun is shining brightly. Anyways, fuck the Steelers, right? There's a bunch of people mad about it. This is why I don't watch football. Because the whole city of Pittsburgh is mad today. You don't even want to see the shit I saw on my feed this morning, okay? But anyways, Neurospicy noggin coming at you, and I feel validated because I know these are things I've struggled with and I've always tried to overcome them, and I can't, and it's been impossible to turn off like the 5,000 things going in my mind. And like she said, ADHD is in its own way a superpower, and I think that superpower for me is that I can like take on so many things at once and put my focus 500 places. Like I always say, I thrive in a professional kitchen because it's pure chaos, and when there's pure chaos going on, that's where I'm like, I lock in, I mentally lock in. And in my restaurants, when I was running them, like the slow periods were where I would make the most mistakes. When we were super dead and just like one customer would come in, I would forget to drop their fries, or I would forget to do this, or I would forget to do that. But like now I see where it's been my superpower throughout my whole career, and the things it's held me back in are like proper coping mechanisms, proper emotional coping techniques, things like that. So I don't know if I'm gonna be medicated. I don't know if I want to do that. I think maybe like I'm gonna discuss it with my therapist because there's a lot of like behavioral stuff that she said I can do, and I sometimes get overwhelmed with behavioral changes because I've already done so many throughout sobriety that the thought of more scares me. because I feel like I already have this, and this that I have to like do to keep myself in check. And I gotta add more. You know? But I'm proud of myself for going. I'm proud of myself for like sticking it out. There was this one part with like these little blocks. Oh man, that made my noggin hurt. That like where you gotta do the blocks. Do you know what I'm talking? Have you had an ADHD test? Do you know what I'm talking about? Fuck those blocks. I was ready to throw them, right? And then the computer with the letter X. Oh, fuck that shit. I was so bored I almost fell asleep. And then right when I would be on the verge of falling asleep, a letter would pop up on the screen. Like, why are you doing this to me? But, yeah, validation. I mean, I feel pretty validated even though the diagnosis is not official. She was like, you're there. So now, in February, we'll move forward with finding a good treatment plan. Now I have a care team that will help me rein this in. And I don't think I'm scared of losing my personality. Like, both of the professionals I talk to are like, you're still going to be you. You know, that was probably my biggest fear, was like losing my magic touch. You know, the chaos in my brain. I'm like, no, you're still going to be you. So I'll let you guys know how it goes in February, but I am going to put Neurospicy Noggin in my profile now, in my bio, because, yeah, it's not official, but it's kind of sort of official. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we're just waiting for it to be on paper now. That's it. And, yeah, I'm proud of myself. I'm really, really proud, because I didn't want to fucking do it. I could barely sleep last night. I was so nervous. I was like, I woke up this morning and like my chest was tight, my butthole was puckering, all the signs and symptoms of complete nerves. They were there. And then I had to limit my caffeine intake, which made it even worse. I only had 1 cup of coffee. I'm going in this house and making me a big ass cup of coffee. Like triple shot of espresso. Don't tell me nothing. Okay. I love you. Bye.